computer. Aloha, everybody. Welcome to FYLPRO Fridays. And today our special guest is our president, FYLPRO president, Leezel Tanglao. Good to see you.
Hi, Annalisa. How are you?
Good. It's been so long, obviously. And I wanted to at least catch up with you on a personal level. Also, what have you been up to? Not just since FYLPRO, but in general.
So much. I mean, Annalisa, you and I have known each other for so long. I don't even, I think you've known me even before I was like 21.
Oh my gosh.
Through,
Yeah, probably.
through the Asian American Journalists Association. Yeah, there's been just so much going on. I mean, I think there'll be something I'll be able to announce next month. In terms of my job and what I'll be doing next. So I'll leave that as a teaser.
Okay.
So that's going on. Obviously, AJA, we have our conference coming up in 2 weeks. And then of course, everything FYLPRO. So much, so much.
Yeah. Well, the 10th anniversary, obviously, this year. And we've been doing these FYLPRO alumni sessions to just re-engage everyone and see what they're up to. Obviously, I feel like you've never really left. You're like always been active in it. And especially now taking leadership of the organization. And doing some amazing thing. Tayo is one of the big projects that we launched under you. So give us an update on that.
Yeah, it's incredible when I think about it. That really came out of just a Zoom meeting. And if I remember it vividly enough, it was right early in the pandemic. We were all trying to figure out what to do with our families, especially our titos and titas, our lolas and lolas, who were not listening, like they were not staying at home. They were still going out there. So one of our alumni, Donnie Rojo, who was, I believe, the treasurer at the time, or he was on the board, basically was recounting a story about how I believe it was his dad was still wanting to go to the Philippines at the time. And he was just having a hard time convincing him not to, because, what is this COVID-19? What is like spreading around the world? So, he kept talking about that, and other folks on this particular Zoom were also relating similar stories. And that was really kind of the origin story of Tayo. And he specifically said this one key word that really sparked everything. He's like, I wish there was a playbook for this. Like, how do we talk to our older relatives without being disrespectful about, like, this is what's happening. This is for your own safety. Please listen to us. So really, that was the beginning of what Tayo is. Tayo means us in Tagalog, and really has been a group team effort. Like, Tayo is not just one person; it's all of us in general. And 2 years later, there's still a core group of us that meet almost every Sunday to move this project forward. And we're in the middle of pivoting it away from COVID, once we kind of get through, where we're at with COVID, to be more of an innovative data hub. Because, that's something that's sorely needed in our community. Like, there's just not enough information about us, and also fighting misinformation and disinformation. Like, how do we make sure people are well informed and they have the most reliable information at their fingertips on whatever, impacts their lives? So truly, it's been an honor, just being even part of this project. I've been able to meet so many people, cross paths, and work with, other professions that I don't think I would have crossed paths with as a journalist. I mean, obviously we talk to people all the time in our profession, but to actually work with them hand in hand in a project that is so meaningful is very rare. So I'm very grateful for, this opportunity.
Yeah. And you guys are doing this big survey now, right? Are people
Yes.
still able to participate? And the big outcome of this is supposed to be, like you said, research about our community that's so rare and so important for us as journalists to be able to report and make, cases for telling our stories out in the mainstream media.
Yep, you could still participate. We had to make a little bit of a change of how to access it. So the best way, if you are interested in taking this survey, it's around attitudes, Filipino community's attitudes around vaccination, and it's led by our medical advisor, Dr. Melissa Palma. You can email us at research@filpro.org, and somebody will reach out to you and contact you to help you walk through the survey, or you could call our call center. We have that up for about almost another month. So someone will pick up. It's open daily, 9 to 5 Pacific Daylight Standard Time. Call them and, hopefully be counted, because, and you and I know this, it's like, it's hard to pitch a story when you don't have the data. So this only will help everyone in the end, like see more stories about us in the news.
Yeah, and especially like you said, especially how much we've been impacted by COVID in general. It's nice to be able to give concrete numbers about what our community is going through. And I have to commend you and the whole team about, being able to get funding for this. Obviously, it's not easy to launch such a big project, especially, during this time when a lot of nonprofits are strapped for money. So congratulations that you've been able to secure a lot of the grants and funding for this.
Yeah, we actually got another grant. We got
Awesome.
another 10,000 from the Department of Health and Human Services to continue what we started last year, last summer. But this is more focused on encouraging people to get the booster shot. So we're super excited, and we are working with our fellows, our TIO fellows, to help launch that campaign. So be on the lookout for some really interesting TikTok short form videos around getting your booster shot.
Yeah, and hopefully there's some dance moves in that, right? Because that seems to be the thing for our community, at least our Filipinos. All right, so that's a big project, and then obviously our reunion next week. How exciting! I mean, honestly, I can't go because of work and other commitments, but I don't know. I've been hearing that there's a virtual element, so tell us about what's happening with that.
Yeah, so big shout out to the 10th anniversary team, who is made up of our fellow board members, Joyce King, Sabrina Sayok, and Jessica Velasco. They've been working really hard the last couple of months to really come up with some really good programming. What I had told them is like, look, and just like with anybody that's attending any conference, especially this summer, the next couple of weeks, we've been apart from each other for 2 years. So didn't want to completely over program it, but program enough that we had some spaces just to reconnect and reunite. So I think whoever is going to be able to go in person, I think they'll definitely get that. But we are also introducing a hybrid element to it. So I believe the Friday portion, some of it will be streamed, and then the Saturday portion, especially our general membership meeting, will also be streamed. So for the folks that are not unable to come to DC, you'll still hopefully feel like you're still part of it and know what's going on. So yeah.
Okay, I definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I saw a note saying the registration was closed though. So is that pretty much done? Like no one can do a last minute walk in for any of these things?
Probably not for Friday, but Saturday is wide open. So if you are in the DC area Saturday, we'll put it up on the website. We'll push it out on social. Please come by. We'd love to reconnect or connect with you. Just because the one thing that I keep hearing about FYLPRO is the network, right? So anything we can do to leverage that, anything we can do to provide spaces for people to connect and potentially have collaborations or partnerships, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know how many people, do you have any numbers as to how many people have registered so far?
It's definitely we're already at a capacity for Friday. So that's at least 50 people. So it's definitely more than that. And we're inching up way more. So I don't have the numbers in front of me, but like, it's gonna be a good crowd. So,
oh my gosh, I don't know who's so great. Virtually.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try to join the virtual element at least just to see the wonderful faces. But yeah, just so amazing to be able to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. I guess for you, like I said, I feel like you've always been very active in some capacity in promoting and helping the Filipino community. And obviously studying at UCLA, we're both Bruins. Woohoo! And just again, how has the experience, the immersion program really shaped how, your career has gone, your personal goals have gone? I would imagine it was such a big part of where you've, been and going.
Yeah, it was a game changer. changer. And I've said this in several spaces, but I'll say it again, because it's absolutely the truth. Like, the immersion program came at a time that I think, at least for me personally, I needed it the most. I was undergoing like a major transition at the time, like trying to figure out, well, what do I do? I recently left a high profile job, not necessarily by choice, and the usual media landscape of restructuring. So trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I do next? And when you get caught up of like just associating your identity with your job, it gets super dangerous, right? Because what happens if that job goes away? Do you go away? So it was easy to get caught up in that. And then I think when that had happened, it was the wake up call I needed to like figure out, okay, how do I recenter myself? And what I've always said is, like, whenever I feel lost, I always go back to community. And when I was in LA, I was very involved in the community, but when I moved to New York, getting caught up and trying to like climb the media ladder, like it's cutthroat. Right, after living there. And it's just like then what happens, right? So when that other job kind of went away, and then trying to figure out, like, how do I find myself again, I turned back to community, and that's how I stumbled upon FYLPRO. So I applied. I did not get it the first time, so that is a lesson to be persistent. I did get it the second time, so I was part of the last batch that went in 2019. And I didn't know what to expect. I think at that point I've learned to like not expect so much and just like kind of like let things play out, and I'm so glad. And that's kind of been my philosophy these days, right? And I came back from that trip so energized, and really, it was great to go back. That was like my second time ever going back. But what made it really special were the cohort, the people I was with. And why is because it was the first time I felt like I was seen and heard with no judgment, being with these people that I had never met before, that are from all walks of life, and just feeling like, wow, like they get me in such a very intimate way is just so powerful. And to be able to give back, and how do I pay that forward to other people, to gift them this experience. Like that's what I think fuels me to continue to give back, even though it's like it's really time consuming, it's draining, but I know it's for a higher purpose. And it's like, at the end of the day, why are we all here? I think we're all here to help each other, and as we help ourselves, we also help each other, like that Kapwa, spirit. So yeah, to say that it was life-changing is such an understatement. It does not, the words doesn't do it justice. Like I've gotten so much out of it, after like, 2 years like apart. Like I'm just internally grateful for it. So whatever I can do, like, why not,
Yeah. And I could tell. So I haven't actually done it, but being around people who've done it, I feel like I feed off the energy that all of you exude. And which is why I really, believe in this organization and what it does for our community, because again, all of you are these rising leaders, or already leaders. And just like we always talk about, building that pipeline of Filipinos, just getting to that upper echelon of society that we deserve to be at because of our numbers, our representation. So I'm so happy and proud of you, and how far you've come. And I think we're looking forward to getting the immersion back. I know it was such a backbone of our program, and we had to put that off because of COVID. I hear we're bringing it back. I saw some notes. I have full disclosure to people viewing. I'm a board director, but because of my new job here in Hawaii, I have not been able to attend some of the meetings. But I would like you to announce on this platform for us, Leezel. What do we know about the immersion?
I mean, stay tuned to next week. That's all I can say.
Oh, you're saving it. Okay. All right. Okay. She's saving it. Okay. For the big reveal. But yes, that's what we've all been looking forward to, is again, the return of that program. It's a little bit different because I know in the past we've had a very strong we still continue to have a very strong relationship with the Ayala Foundation and the Department of what do they call it? Foreign Affairs, right? Mm-hmm. So we continue to have the partnerships, but I know we have a lot more ownership this time, so that's exciting.
Yeah,
to do the programming. Yes. Okay. So we have to, that big announcement is next week. Okay. And what else should we be knowing and observing from our organization that you want to highlight?
Yeah, so I think we have a mentorship program with USAI that is currently underway. So shout out to the team there, Alvin Adriano, who's holding down the fort there. And then we're always looking for new programming and new partnerships. So if there's an organization out there that wants to partner with us, definitely send me a line. Send our board a line. Because I think that's what it's all about. Like, we can't do this alone, right? And I think what makes us stronger is like realizing all these threads that, we're all different, but there's a lot of similarities and there's a lot of common alignment, I think. So sometimes we kind of forget, like when we're working in silos, it's like, no, there's other people out there. And it's really, it's really helpful to see that when you actually, because we're visual people, right? So to see people that are in the media, for example, it's like, oh, wow, gives you that encouragement. I can do that too. Or, seeing more of us in these like, lesser popular careers that I think a lot of our parents don't always encourage us to. But, like, I just want people to know that, I bet you there is one of us in one of those most like remote like careers. Trust me, we're everywhere. So it's like, you just got to tap that network and not be afraid. Because I think at the end of the day, like, that's what it's all about, right? So
yeah, it's definitely valuable. You talk about re-energizing, especially when we get bogged down by our careers and our our every day. As I speak, with being a parent, that's like really hard too. But every time I'm around this group, or even, we had this retreat here when we were in Hawaii. You guys were able, a lot of you were able to come and be on Oahu and Maui. It's just that energy, that common purpose that we all share. And I love it, and I wish we could have more of it. And I think that's what DC brings. So I'm excited. I'm sad that I won't be there, but I will try to feed off the energy off the online,
yes,
the online version.
Spirit for sure.
Yeah.
We're using a lot of like footage from FYLPRO Fridays. For the
these conversations have been great. Honestly, I think this is my outlet because I can't, do it in other times or periods, but this is my outlet to connect with the amazing alumni that continue to do amazing things all over the world. So I'm so proud of you, Leezel. And again, your personal, I know people, I don't know. So if you were still doing the travel writing, are you still at the Point Sky? Oh, you didn't announce that either? Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure.
No. I mean, I am there for at least till next week.
Okay.
And then I move on to another thing, which I will announce soon. So
okay. I wasn't sure what you were already sharing out into the universe. So yes, you mentioned.
Okay, well, that's breaking news then. There you go.
Yeah, breaking news on here, FYLPRO Fridays. Leezel has been through several amazing companies. So the most recent one is the Point Sky, and you've been able to travel. I mean, that's obviously how you've been able to do all of these amazing trips and seeing our alumni all over the country and also Guam. So yeah. Do you have any more of those coming up? What are you calling them?
Like stories, you mean? Or like
no, the visits that you're doing at each city.
Oh,
roadshows. That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Are you still doing more?
I'm planning to, but it depends on my new schedule. I'm still trying to plan the Northeast and the East Coast. So and the South. So I'll be coming for you soon, hopefully.
Where were you recently? I feel like I saw pictures in Minnesota.
Yes. So that was a reporting trip. So be on the lookout for stories about spam. And
I saw those. That's so cool.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. And then, so what's the next one? So DC will be next. And then do you have something else after DC? Like another place? Okay.
Not yet. So I'm hopefully planning to roll through New York, Boston, and then like the South, Atlanta, Florida. So we'll see how far I get.
Okay. You'll announce those again as it happens. All right. Well, at least it'll keep going, because I think those are fun to be able to connect with the alumni. I wish I could do it. I miss that aspect of the travel reporting. But anyway, but you're always welcome in Hawaii. You know, we have our large contingent here if you ever feel the need to come back. But again, it's so great. Anything else you want to put out into the universe? At the end of these videos that I do with everyone, I always kind of ask them where they see the future of the organization, where they see the future of themselves. You know, if they had an ask of our network or just in general, what would it be? You know, so what would be for you?
I think for the org, hopefully another 10 years that is growing and thriving and sustaining. You know, having a staff would be amazing. And just like, so it's not all volunteer. And then obviously Tayo, the same thing that has flourished. I think for myself, and I think just for everyone in general, like I think what has been the biggest lesson this year for me, and the word that I've overused so much, is alignment. And I think the alignment came for a lot of things, which you and I need to catch up on stuff, is really letting go, you know, letting go of control. I mean, it could be, you know, sometimes, you know, trying to control everything is a comfort for a lot of folks. I am guilty of that. But I think once I've kind of learned to let go of things and let things play out as they should, the most unexpected things have happened in many aspects of my life. So I think that is my lesson in terms of, you know, if you kind of want to find alignment, sometimes you got to let go and trust and put it out in the world. So I love that you say, like, let it, you know, put it out there and see what comes out of it, because I would say I'm living proof of that in the last couple of months. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, it's so good to catch up with you, Leezel, about FYLPRO and all things. And we're looking forward to that big announcement next week, not just for our organization, but where you're headed. You're doing a great job, though, as president of our organization. So, and it's, you know, halfway done. It goes by so fast.
Know. Oh my gosh, it's so fast. And thank you for always being so supportive. Like, you've known me for so long. It's crazy.
I know you've grown up they grow up so fast.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks everyone for watching FYLPRO Fridays, and we'll keep you again informed. Just stay in our social medias and we'll let you know what's going on with FYLPRO. Aloha.